Zzz. What's up, everybody? Host of ADHD 2 Life podcast, brought to you by whatever device you're listening to this on. Listening platform device that you're listening to this on. I do apologize. It's early in the morning. It's early. I fell asleep early, and here we are. So I'll get to that later, but without further ado, we're gonna jump right to it. I feel like I'm supposed to read a script or something right here. Let me just make sure, because I feel like I said, there should be a script that I have to read. I'm thinking about pre-recording the script, that way I can just plug and play it like I do with the intro and outro. And yeah, here it is. That way I don't ever forget. So before we begin, be sure to first tap, smack, abuse that like button, download, share, subscribe, follow buttons. By doing so, you are helping this podcast grow. It only costs you 30 seconds of your time and 0 pennies to support. So, again, smack, abuse that like button, download button, share button, subscribe, and follow buttons. By doing so, you are helping this podcast grow. And it only costs you 30 seconds to a minute of your time. And you have 60 minutes, an hour, and then you've got 24 hours in a day. So 0 pennies to support in all that time. If you can, it's greatly appreciated. All right, without further ado, where we at? All right, boom, bada, bing, suckers. All right, I've been listening to the Joey Podcast Diaz. Wow, somebody's brain's not functioning. The Joey Diaz podcast. Again, and I've been getting re-inspired, and it sort of helps. Listening to his podcast sort of helps me align my moral compass, because he talks about everything that's going on in his life, and it's relatable. It's like there goes my phone. I forgot to turn the ringer off. It's like having something to put on that just takes your mind off everything, because you're no longer thinking about your problems. You're listening to somebody else's. And I'm not saying that's the only good thing about it, but he's 50 something years old, so he's got a lot to say and a lot of wisdom. So I used to turn it on, actually, back at the other job I was working at, and that would just sort of calm me down. I would stop thinking about what I've got going on and realize whatever bullcrap they got me doing is, it's only temporary, and the sky's the limit. And this guy made a way out of no way. He literally made a way out of no way. I think God had something to do with that, but he's telling you about how he got started in comedy and how hard it was. And how things have changed from then to now. He's the gateway. Oh, not gateway. He creates this image, and you watch the image, and it's the way he tells stories is just amazing. How about that? I'll just say he tells really good stories. For some reason, my brain can't get words to come out. And that's a whole nother thing I'll deal with later. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to pop the bottle in there for all the sensitive Sallies that don't like bottle people drinking water in the thing. Oh, you were drinking water when you recorded your podcast. How could you? I've been paying a little bit more attention to the news. Found out the Chicago teachers aren't going to school. It's they're on some sort of strike. They got a union rep. It's crazy out there in Chicago. They got the mayor talking about, y'all need to come to school. And then the union was like, you do it. You make us. It's whoa. I didn't even think that was possible, but I did want to commend the teachers of Chicago, like a high five, because yes, this is what happens when we unionize and we come together to fight the tyrants, because this is bullcrap. Like, I feel like lots of places would benefit if we just all came together peacefully, not in a rioting manner, but in a peaceful way, get somebody to represent us, and then they do the talking, and we have our meetings and stuff like that. But I think stuff like that really does help, because I think we've forgotten how strengthening numbers, like we've forgotten about the strength in numbers, and this whole COVID situation has gotten out of hand. I feel like a lot of things have gotten out of hand. Like just recently, like with the Omicron, I'm not sure what variant this is, but the testing clinics are packed. I saw that on the way home from Mooresville, actually. Like they tore down one building so they can extend the parking lot for the waiting line. And it's got like two different lines that loop into one. It's like, why would you? They tore down a whole building, a whole business, just so they could make a longer line for the COVID testing site. So I want to say it's about a football field long, right? And then it loops into the road, so then you're blocking off traffic on one side, so people can't get through. If they're coming past the COVID testing site, they can't get through. They're gonna have to wait there until those cars go. So you might as well just block off the road if that's the case. Just block off that little intersection there. Can't go in, can't get out. I mean, you can go down, but you can go through, but you can't come out towards the light, if that makes sense. But I also saw the post about how they were saying the masks are ineffective. They don't know what they're doing. I'm going to find that post and read it to you, because I find it quite interesting. Quite interesting. Now, do you want to tell us the truth? What kind of crap is that, man? What kind of crap is that? Here we go. Within the past 48 hours, Biden has admitted that the virus cannot be stopped. CNN has also admitted that masks are useless, and now the CDC has admitted the PCR tests are fraud. The wheels are finally starting to come off. ABC News latest. The newly updated CDC guidelines don't require testing at the end of isolation because PCR tests can stay positive for up to 12 weeks. CNC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky tells Good Morning America. Wow, that's sad. I also found out that they've been like shortening the times for people to come back to work as well, like because it's taking too long and they really need people at work, and I guess they're running out of money or something, but because they don't have people at work, and they shortened the time for isolation. So it went from 14 days, or was it 15 days, then it was 14, then it was like 12 days. I think recently they changed it to 5 days. And it was like, oh yeah, after 5 days you're no longer contagious. But I feel like they don't know. They just want people to come back to work. But if you're not treating people fairly, you're not giving people a fair chance, you're not giving people what they need to survive with everything going up in price, they're not going to go back to work. Like, I had a conversation with a buddy of mine the other day. Like, they have to learn how to treat people right, because they taught us that we don't need them to survive. And now you're like, oh no, we need you guys to work. And like, oh, they're working. They're just not working for you. So I'm just like, yo, I gotta get my stuff together, because it's sad out there right now. It's a sad world out there right now for the government. But the American people, we're gonna thrive. We're gonna figure it out. Especially how we've been treated for the past umpteen years. Like, no, we're gonna figure it out. Like, this generation wants change, and we want better for ourselves. We want better for our kids. And you want to change. You want to tell us how to raise our kids. You want to tell us when we go to work. You want to rape us in taxes. And no, this is starting to feel like Great Britain all over again. and like we're gonna go find another continent, and then we're gonna declare our peace all over. It feels like history is repeating. We're gonna history history is repeating itself, not fistory. That we're not gonna talk about that. I'm terrible. It's too early for this. Um, History repeats itself. And we're gonna declare our independence from America because Americans become so toxic. Uh, mm, 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 mm. It's crazy, man. It's I can't believe it's both boiled down to this and people still haven't went back. But then again, at the same time, I can't believe it because I started working at what 18, 18. I want to say 17 or 18, but before then, I was doing like volunteer work and stuff, and I thoroughly enjoyed like working when I first started. But the more you work, the more you work, the more you realize this is bullcrap. The hardworking people don't get jack squat, and then the people that sit on their butts and suck up to the boss, they get everything. They get everything, all the raises, all the PTO, all the gear. I mean, it could be anything, and it's it's a slap in the face to the hardworking Americans, the ones that come over here from another country, and or the ones that are born here. Actually, the ones that are born here have it worse than the ones that come over from other countries, and that's just from personal opinion, from what I've seen. They come over here, they don't got to pay taxes, they don't have to do this, and this. Meanwhile, the American people, they got to pick up that slack and do this, and it's like, well, they're stealing our jobs, and it's like, no, they're not stealing our jobs. They're doing the jobs we don't want to fucking do. And like I said, the government got to figure something out because it's not working. It's just not in the cards. Like, if you want the American people to return to work, you gotta make some serious changes. You gotta stop raising the price of every damn thing. You need to fix these gas prices. You need to set up another deal. You need to fix the dang on roads, man. Like, these roads are ridiculous. You gotta get stock in the stores so people want to go to the store and buy stuff instead of having to travel to another city. We need employees. We need hardworking employees at that. But the only way to do that is if you pay us more. But if you pay us more, it doesn't mean raise the price of everything because you guys are raping us in taxes. Like, the IRS has billions of dollars just to make sure everybody's paying their taxes. And like, if we could just get rid of that, everybody pay their weight or whatever. What is it? Okay. I got it now. I think the way my buddy explained it was like, you take away tax returns, right? Hear me out. You take away tax returns. You raise the price up of everything a little bit, to where that tax, or yeah, raise the price of everything up just a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit, and everybody gets to keep their check, their entire check, and then you collect taxes that way. Boom. No need for an IRS. Hold on, I feel like the FBI is going to kick the door in any moment now. No need for them. No need for tax returns. Yeah, it's going to suck, but it's going to teach people to budget their money. And sorry, I got dehydrated right there. But even if they don't do that, I doubt people will return to work within the next year or so. I doubt it. I highly doubt it. They could raise the prices of things for people to, the hourly rate of people working. They could raise mine up to what, 25 if they wanted. But as long as my rent is like through the roof, it's like a house payment. I'm not gonna want to work there. I'm gonna find something else. And I've come to terms with my parents. It had advised to me, like, money's not everything, and I respect that. I understand that. I know that I need money to survive, but I also want to be able to save money as well. I also want to be able to put money into my business because my business is like my little baby right now, Like, I'm still trying to give it life. I'm trying to take care of it before it just before it goes, just a nice wet. But yeah, man, all is well in the valley. All is well. I did have a strange dream last night though. It was like I saw my mom's girl in my dream, and it wasn't weird or anything. Like I just helped her get back to her apartment, and there were stairs. There's a black and white tile on the floor, and like it was a swamp green door that led to her apartment with like the gold lettering. It might have been somewhere in New York. That's the only place I can think of like, in some certain areas where like they got dark green door, like swamp green doors and like gold lettering and like tiled floor. It's like a black and white tile. Not like the bath tile, like the tile you see in the bathrooms and stuff. I'm talking about like it's checkered. Okay, I know what I need to say now. It's checkered colored floor, like tiling on the floor. You know, you go to your elementary schools and they got that weird floor with the different colors and stuff. Yeah, like that. It was like that. Didn't make any sense. I didn't ask any questions. It wasn't weird. Like I said, it was just like something out of an old movie. If we talked, I don't remember what we talked about. It all happened so fast. Like I woke up, my girlfriend was like latched on me like a rag doll, just latched on, locked in. And I was like, hey, I forgot to record my podcast. I gotta get up. I gotta get up. She's like, okay. I let the dog out. He went outside. He peed. He didn't poo. He was like, nah, it's too cold for this, bro. And he shot back inside and came in here and started recording the podcast. Now, as I was saying, I went to bed way too early. I went to bed way too early. Because if I get too much sleep, then I forgot what happens when I get too much sleep. I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole. But like I said, I went to bed too early, so now I'm up early. And yeah, here we are. I didn't get to play my saxophone or record any music, record the podcast, but I'm recording it now, so I'm making up for it before I have to do anything else. I posted a clip of me on Instagram with me rapping, and it's been getting some buzz. To be honest, I don't know how to feel about it. I mean, I guess that's a good thing. One guy said it's giving them J. Cole vibes, and then another guy said, dude is rapping now? Whoa. And then gave me the fire emojis and stuff like that, and I responded like, I'm been rapping. I never really posted it publicly because like I really want to like get this down. Like whatever I'm able to do, I just want to be my best at it. And as long as I can keep being my best at something or being better than I was yesterday, then I think that's a plus in my book. And like I said, it was just a matter of time before I started like rapping, but I'm not a gangster or a gangbanger or wear gold teeth or, tote, pistols and sell drugs. I don't do any of that stuff when it comes with being a rapper. Like, I'm like the Black Dave of rappers. You know Little Dicky. All right, so I'm like the Little Dicky of your average rapper. I'm weird, I'm quirky, I play the saxophone, I'm a musician. Tell you what, I'm Malachi, and that's all you need to know. I'm just Malachi. I'm not Dave. I'm not J. Cole or any of those people. I appreciate the compliments, but I'm me, and that's all I know how to do is be me. Yeah, I re-downloaded TikTok for reasons I've unknown. I forgot. I just looked on there. I was like, I think I need TikTok. So I downloaded TikTok. Here we are, like 3 days later. I have yet to use the app. It's just been sitting on the phone for like 3 days. So I think my parents told me I need to re-download that and start posting more videos. So that's what I'll do when I figure out my whole little routine, my method, how I'm gonna record and post and all that good stuff. Because like I have a way in how I've been posting the little Instagram clips with the where you hear the perfect audio, not perfect, but like the audio sounds like really good. It doesn't sound like it was recorded off of a phone. That and then like, the picture I forgot how I did all that, but once I figure it out again, that's what'll be going on the TikTok. But I also want to be able to do the video along with the good sounding audio in the back, because there's just I feel like I got a lot to offer, and It's gonna help me with my catalog, with gigs, open mics. Um, Maybe if I decide to play for a band in the future, I don't know, but I feel like it's gonna help me with all of those things. Because for my catalog, I do want to have like a base of like 30 different songs, just 30 songs. Um, Gigs. I feel like the catalog will help with booking the gigs because if you don't have something already online that people are interacting with, people are less inclined to choose you for an event or something. So I feel like it's gonna help with that. My the open mics, I'm gonna start those actually next week. I'm gonna start those next week. I found a way to. I'm gonna do it the way I want to do it, and it's gonna get done. Oh yeah. I'm a goofball, y'all. Don't pay me no mind. I will say it is pretty warm in here, yo. I didn't expect the dang on heat to be like this. She must have turned the heat up or something because it has not been this warm. Either that or I've just been working in the cold for so long. And I'm just not realizing how warm it is in here. I've shaved my head again, too, by the way. I've shaped it. I shaped the hair. I said, enough of this mockery. I'm over here walking around with a jacked up hairline. And everybody's like, oh, you just need to find the right barber. Like, I don't think the right barber exists. I think they are messing me up intentionally at this point. I think they're messing me up intentionally at this point. Like, I've never really had a problem with getting my hair cut, but here, like, since I moved to North Carolina, it's like they don't know how to cut hair here. Like, you got to find somebody that's just been like, that does it out of their basement or something, or out of their out of the living room. I have yet to find my person that does it out of their living room or basement. So that being said, I'm just gonna keep shaving my head because I'm not gonna pay nobody $20, $15, let alone $5 just for you to jack up my head. Got me out here looking like a clown. Nope. Sorry. I wasn't going to talk about this, but now I'm going to talk about it because I found it hilarious. I find it hilarious now. Yesterday I didn't find it hilarious, but I found it hilarious today. I received a phone call from my band leader, yeah. Oh, yeah. Talking about how he done found another saxophone player, how I need to learn the songs, how he needs somebody out front, and I'm like, okay, all right. And how he had scheduled practice for the first weekend in February. And he's like, yeah, it fits with everybody else's schedule. And I'm like, so I'm the last to know about this, right? Basically. I'm thinking like, yeah, I'm the last to know about this. So you expect me just to hop along like a little latchkey kid, Nothing wrong with latchkey kids. But I just found it amusing how you contact everybody else but me. That lets me know how little you think of me. Because everybody else's schedule is so much more important. And I'm like, dude, you have no idea what I do. No idea. I got bills to pay. I got mouths to feed. In my own way, I do. So that's why I say what I say. And here you are telling me you gotta give a little. Everybody else is sacrificing left and right. I'm like, that's bull crap. Yo, that is bull. Don't do that. Don't try to little boy me, trying to make it seem like you doing all this work for the band and this, that, and the third. I'm like, you keep telling me that we got gigs coming. Yeah, we got me. I'm talking to these ladies, man. They got these gigs coming in, You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dude, you've been saying that same shit since 2019. Like, back off, bro. Back off, or I will leave. That's just. I'm at that point where it's like, you know what? I don't even need this. I don't really need this. I do this for the pocket change because it helps me with my thing. And the fact that I had to figure things out on my own as far as this music scene, because I didn't have nobody to take me by the hand and be like, all right, so this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do. My parents helped me the best they could, and I'm greatly appreciative of that. But I will not be disrespected or little boyed by somebody who's washed up and they're just losing their touch, Like, I hate to keep bringing it up, but more people are more interested in me as a saxophone player than the entire band itself. And I'm greatly appreciative of that, but I do feel as though I'm at a point in my career where I need to just branch off and do my own thing. So if I don't ever put myself out there and continue doing what I'm doing, like I play in church on the weekends. And I told him that, like, I play at church on weekends, and you over here talking about scheduling practices on certain days, and it's like, again, you talk to everybody else but me, because you want to accommodate everybody else's schedule. You just expect me, being a kid, being as young as I am, to just hop along and do whatever you say, and it's like, no, you have to accommodate me as well. Don't make it seem like I'm the bad guy. I'm not willing to bend for the band, or I'm not willing to give, because that's not the case, sir. And I told him all this yesterday, man. And he's like, you know what, we'll just cross that bridge when we get there. And I'm like, yes, we will cross that bridge when we get there. I might set it afire while you're on it, but don't. I'm not going to do that, guys. I'm not going to do that. I'm not a vindictive person. I try not to be, but I do have these tendencies where I'm just like, I want to lash out. You ever just want to grab somebody and shake them? Yeah, that's how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. It's like, you want to, what you do is you grab them, and as you're shaking them vigorously, you got to yell at them. You just got, just to scare them a little bit. But man, I can't believe he called me with that yesterday. That was wild. That was just wild, man. Telling me I need to learn the songs. I'm like, I'm learning the songs, right? But you're changing them as we're playing them on stage. How am I supposed to learn these different variations if I only play with you once every, 6 to 8 months? And now you're talking about doing practice once a month? You need to do practice like twice, thrice. We need to do practice at least 3 times a month if we're going to be that good. If we're going to be locked in and in key and in sync. Because if you're going to be changing songs like that, we need to know each variation that you're going to change. We need to know which song you're going to go to next. We need to be locked in. Like, not just one time a month thing that you got trying to do. Which I commend you for doing just the one time a month thing, but I can't commit to that because, like I said, I play at churches, and that's cutting into my money, and I got to pay my bills just like you got to pay your bills. Are you going to pay my bills? No. All right, then. He said he wants to get to a point where we can do 2 or 3 gigs a month, and I'm like, we're not at that point yet. And if you're trying to do 2 or 3 gigs a month, we need to be practicing a lot more. A whole lot more. I guess I'm just sick of being, little boyed by older people. And that was just disrespectful, You didn't have to call me and treat me that way. I don't appreciate it. I really don't. And if he hears this podcast and he has something to say about it, then fine. I'll just leave the band, bro. You're gonna feel the way you feel about it because you are who you are. And I'm okay with that. I've already made my peace with it, with you. I don't think I talked about it with God yet, but I'm over here, I'm talking to you guys, my podcast people, because I love y'all, and I just want y'all to know what's going on. Why am I acting certain ways and stuff, and it's because, like, I hold my tongue, and we're coming up on another podcast, because I gotta edit and all that good stuff, and I'm almost at my time limit. Woo! Yay! Anyway. On a positive note, we're going to forget about that band bull crap. That's why, we're going to end on that one. I got to speak to the boys this week. I got to speak to my boy Cedric, John, and Duantes. I ain't spoke to these cats in a minute. Like, we ain't been on video chat, ain't seen each other's faces in a while. Like, I see Cedric on Snapchat all the time, but I ain't really seen Duantes. Like, I see him every blue moon, really. And John, I just ain't even in contact with John. Nothing personal against John. It's just, we've all been so busy and wrapped up in our lives. We just haven't had a chance to connect in a while, yo. So I made plans to go see Cedric at the church. What is it? The third Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Play at the church a little bit, chop it up with Cedric afterwards. And we also made plans, me, Cedric, Duantes, and Juan. We were trying to get some plans together so we can go on a trip later on in the year. Hopefully after all this COVID Omicron is done for. Anyway, that's it for today. If you liked the episode, like, again, smash that like, smack it, spit on it, punch it in the face. Thank you guys for tuning in. Have a blessed week. Praise yeah. ADHD, 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 ADHD.
ADHD, it's alive. ADHD, 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 it's alive.